How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Yeet Skeet on that meat. I don't know, something like that. Some water, lads. That's some water. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video, guys. Today, we've got to be talking about some of the news, lads. Some of them news. Okay, so... Now, this video is coming a little bit randomly, right? Because actually I'm covering a little bit of a different topic. Before this, you could say I have a different video that covers the Corocoro like cover thingamajiggy that I'm not sure if this one's going to come before that or after that. I'm not sure which video I'm going to put out first. I think I'll put out this one first. So if you see the other video, just a bit of a warning, it's going to be a little bit confusing, most likely because this one's recorded afterwards and that one's ready to go and be just published. So if you're confused, all you need to know is today we're going to be covering the Corocoro stuff, the actual inside stuff that's in the actual Corocoro, issue for May. We're going to be covering that and going through it and talking about what's inside of it and all that sort of stuff and just kind of going, just through what it is and what it do. But yeah, like I said though, please do note that if you see another video from me today, later today, that contains rumors as well as the Corocoro and a bunch of other shit, just please understand that video was made before this video. So if you get confused, that's the general gist of it. So yeah, let's just jump into what we have today, guys. So this is what popped up. So thank you to Pokecalos, by the way, for getting this out to all of us. But yes, we have a bunch of these images. My phone is going off on the other side here. But we have all the Corocoro stuff coming out right now. And here's the post from Pokecalos saying the leaks of the Corocoro month of May are here. At the rendezvous, nothing new apart from the contest of the on the new steel attack for Pokemon Sword and Shield, as well as glimpses of a scene with Dracolosi in the film. I'm not sure what Dracolosi is. Let's see if we search it up. What comes up if we search that up? Oh, Dragonite. That's just Dragonite, and I guess in, like, French, right? Or, is it French? Yeah, it's French. Yeah, in French. But yeah, so Dragonite we're talking about there. So fair enough, for the Pokemon 22nd movie, which is going to be Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, of course. Now, we've opened up these images separately, and we're gonna, go dissect them a little bit one by one. So yeah, if you're looking for, major news, please, you can leave this video right now. Not that I'm trying to tell you, like, leave, I hate you, no. It's because there probably won't be anything major here for you guys to see. I'm just going to break it down because, it's interesting. I love Corocoro. It's a nice little magazine thing, and it kind of reminds me of my own childhood when I used to have, like, these Pokemon magazines. They used to be here in Sweden. Really weird ones that you could read and stuff. So, yeah, I thought it would be worthwhile just kind of going through this. But let's start from the top here and work our way down. So we got the Pokemon logos in Japanese, nothing too crazy. Kind of just, like, showing off the starters again, which I'm not sure why they would show off the starters twice now. It just makes no sense to me, like, why you would show them off twice. Like, I really don't get it. Why twice, man? Why twice? It just makes no sense. None of the footage is new. It's all the same footage we've seen from before. Nothing new. Again, shout out to Pokecalos for actually putting this together. For actually getting the stuff out to us real quick. It's appreciated. So yeah, that's about the first thing to bring up, I guess. There's really not much else to say about this one. So yeah, just kind of the first image here. The second image, though, is a little bit of a different one. Now, this one has a little bit more intrigue to it. So we start from the top here, where they just kind of I think this is where they announced the the challenge. Here you go. So here's the challenge for the new move. Right here you can see 140 base, base, I guess, attack or whatever, base special attack, I think. Or was it that? I think that was what it was. And then the description of how the move works and submissions and all that. You've got and Omori in the corner. You got a what's that? I think it's an old Corocoro issue right here. You can see an old Corocoro issue seemingly being referenced. And also, dude, I love that they do the arrows and shit in heavy text the same way we do for thumbnails. These dudes be known that clickbait world. You know what I mean? I like it. Japanese people know their shit. But yeah, so where was I? Either way. Basically, they're referencing something here, and they're showing a little battle, which seemingly looks to be from Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, as far as I understood it. Now, the part that's really intriguing about this image in particular, the one that got me intrigued, and the reason I'm going to be able to talk about this, today in a different manner than just it's just the random Ultra Sun and Moon stuff, the reason it gets me intrigued is this right here. Now, nobody's able to figure out exactly what this is, but seemingly it looks like we have a Lucario fighting some sort of Pokemon, which none of us are able to exactly, define what it is. We'll go more into it later, but it does look like it's shooting off, I guess, as people said, it's shooting off. Let me actually see what people said it was, the move, in terms of the move. People were saying that it was, let me see, flash cannon. So that's flash cannon being shot off, I think, right there from Lucario. And I guess, yeah, that's the actual thing. I didn't even think about that. And then hitting something here, but when you see it right here, it's kind of hard to tell. But when you look right here, it's got wings. So I think we can establish from that this could be just another one of our normal Pokemon. And I think one of my viewers actually may have actually figured it out. So yeah, Dr. Moo, shout out to Dr. Moo. If he actually sees this, shout out to Dr. Moo. So yeah, it looks to be right there. It looks to just be Zubat. It just looks to be Zubat. So that's actually good to know. I will actually copy this, and because right down here you'll see that PokeCalos actually went, asked like if you can recognize a Pokemon against Lucario, new Pokemon, yeah, I think we can respond with that, saying Zubat, because that's most likely what it is. I mean, literally, you got the wings right there. You got, like, even here. It's just so small and so hard to see it. But yeah, it seems to be Zubat simply just there. But yeah, so that's one of the things that got me a little bit confused when I saw it the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is something brand new crazy. But no, it turned out to be nothing crazy, just Zubat. Now, next thing here, they actually shorten the name for Sword and Shield here to SWSH, Sword Shield, which is good because now we know what like one of the most, highly regarded magazines in Japan, in terms of Pokemon news, at least refers to these things as, which is SWSH. So Sword Shield, swish. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll accept that as our one and only truth. All right, so next thing, you've got yourself a little bit of promotional stuff here. Of course, if you guys haven't seen these, they're doing these GX tag team cards, and they're doing one with Giratina and Garchomp, and they're doing one with the legendary trio, the uno, dos, tres trio from the past, man. You got Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. I mean, man, it's the uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. It's just perfect, man. But the artwork looks great. I think you can actually see something like here, which I guess the pack it's gonna be in, as well as the pack here as well. The packaging for these sets, and the cards are like can be inside are like, these are sick cards, man. Like, I haven't been into the TCGs scene in ages. I haven't paid attention to it, but it's sick, man. Also over here you can actually see like a little bit of a Detective Pikachu thing going on, because Detective Pikachu is gonna have a huge impact on the sales of Pokemon in general, because the movie is projected to do really well. Okay, the projections in terms of revenue are skyrocketing. Okay, they're really expecting a lot out of this one, so it's a lot of potential. Let's put it that way. A lot of potential, and there's definitely a lot of money to be made for, the Pokemon Company, in particular. And, of course, the guys who made the movie, I think it's Lionsgate, right? I think wait, no, it's Warner Brothers. It's Warner Brothers, isn't it? Warner Brothers. I think it's Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers. They are the ones working on, I think, Detective Pikachu. Let's see, Detective Pikachu. I always keep thinking it's Lionsgate, because there was that one rumor that said that Lionsgate's also working on a Pokemon movie about Trainer Red. But yeah, Detective Pikachu is made by, no, Legendary. Wow, I really thought it was, damn, that's why, wait, did I confuse shit right now? So, you got Warner Brothers, wait, did I say Legendary? No, I didn't, did I? Man, I keep confusing these shits all the time. But wait, aren't Warner Brothers the ones, like, publishing it or some shit like that then? Or no, I guess not, I guess they aren't. Huh, that is interesting. So the production company that's doing it is literally like Legendary Pictures. That's interesting. That's why I was so confused, because I kept thinking it was Warner Brothers, because the reason I remember Warner Brothers is that's just a random thing for like people that are watching this. If you guys remember the Pokemon movie, the first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, in that movie at the start, it was always the Warner Brothers logo that came up. If you guys remember that, it was always like the Warner Brothers logo, because Warner Brothers, I guess, were the ones, pushing it out in the Western market. It was always, this Warner Brothers logo that popped up. Always this logo, man. Every single time. I remember this, like, Warner Brothers, whatever, like Warner Brothers Pokemon. Like, I remember every time when it came to that sort of stuff, like, Pokemon always, like, right here, yeah. It's like the old movie, man. And then Warner Brothers popped up, and I was like, oh, shit. And I always got confused about what it was. I never understood what it was. I thought it was a company that, made Pokemon at the time, because I was so confused as a kid. But that's why I assumed they were also the ones working on Detective Pikachu. But I guess, no, it's Legendary. I haven't really paid much attention to who's working on what exactly, if I'm going to be frankly honest, in terms of those things. Just kind of stayed out of the loop for that one. As for the Pokemon movie that's coming out, that's made by the Pokemon Company, or or, you know, their own in-house, I guess, studio or whatever, or maybe even, like, probably hired in some people for it, but mostly in-house, kind of like, you know, Pokemon Company-esque. Actually, no, there is that ShowPro company that I think has some impact on that, I guess. They must be doing something, they must have some connection to, you know, the Pokemon Company making the movies, right? Because they keep claiming everything that's related to the anime-related movies in Japan, like, that's Pokemon-related. Like, straight up. Have you guys seen the amount of claims from ShowPro? It's insane. But yeah, so that's one of the things. Now, final screen here. You've got seemingly Groudon, just going apeshit into its primal state, as well as down here you've got Kyogre, you've got Deoxys, you've got Guzzlord and Magmar and Mewtwo over there as well. So you got them boys chilling, doing their thing. Nothing too crazy, if I'm going to be frankly honest. This is actually, if you're curious what this is, you might be looking at this like, oh dude, the graphics on that shit look good, man. They really do. They look really clean and they're really nice. But that's from a Japanese gacha game. It's one of those games where like you buy these like chips and whatnot, you put them in there, and it's like it's basically like if you guys have ever played like Dokkan Battle on your phone for Dragon Ball, or like one of the Naruto Dokkan games, not Dokkan, but like, you know, one of those like gacha games. But it's like basically a gacha game which you use these chips with, and it's really popular in Japan. It's super popular in Japan. People love it over there. I've never seen one in like Sweden, because, well, Sweden just doesn't have that sort of shit, dude. I look like Einstein sometimes with my hair. But yeah, so that's one of the things. Nothing too important here. Now, one of the final things which we don't want to miss out on is this right here. Now, this popped up, and this essentially is just from the movie. This is the movie Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, and Ash actually looks way better here. Like, he looks way better in this picture, and you know, just in general. Over here, this picture though, this kind of like, you know, this is the scene when they get the invitation from the Dragonite. You can actually see the Dragonite right there, and you got Pikachu over here in the corner as well, in the form, as well as like this, which for those who do not know, basically if you order a ticket or buy a ticket for the Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution movie, you get like an exclusive Mewtwo. You get an exclusive Mewtwo that you can get in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. And over here, I guess, is this the new images or the old images? I think this is the old images of the movie, man. I think these are the non-3D ones, or am I missing? Dude, it's so hard to tell sometimes with like low-res images. But this one up here, though, this kind of looks like a video game, almost, and I really would love the graphics to be like this in a Pokemon game in the future, man. Like, imagine if we had these graphics for a Pokemon game. Like, that would be... major yeet on that one, man. That would be so spicy, man. But yeah, so that is just about it though for the Corocoro leaks. There's really not much else in them. Yeah, if you're disappointed, trust me, I'm disappointed as well with the fact that we didn't get any brand new Pokemon shown off. But then again, let's be honest, something that I want to point out right now, because a lot of people will be pissed off and stuff about like, oh, nothing happened, you know, we were expecting something. You know what I mean? Do remember that in Sun and Moon's, you know, when Sun and Moon came out, so let me just run through something really quickly, because people always ignore this, but when Sun and Moon came out, okay, when Sun and Moon came out, but when they were revealed, we only got the logos, okay, and a small few glimpses of their development, and like the ectoskeleton of Pikipek. That's all we really got. We got nothing else besides that. That's literally what we got to work with. And then we had to wait until May, okay, from February until May to even get the starters, okay, just to get anything substantial. The only thing that showed up in Corocoro in between that time, you know, in April, in March, April, you know, but anything that showed up there in Corocoro was literally just the covers, the cover art, and it wasn't even the full cover art. It was actually blurred out, and the reason they can't do that is because they're not allowed to put that stuff out too early like that, especially in the early stages of the promotion. Once we get the promotion rolling, which happens in May, I've said this before, and you can't say that I haven't, because I've literally talked about this, you know, in the breakdown of how the news cycle works. I've said this before, that April is just like another kind of silent month. May is when shit starts rolling, and June is when things kind of like fully kick off, because in June you got E3, you got tons of reveals. Just look at the Sun and Moon cycle, which had less information to begin with, because honestly, Sword and Shield has given us a lot, right? We've seen gameplay, we've seen the map, we've seen the starters, we've seen the logos, we've seen so many things from Sword and Shield. So the fact that we have to wait until May to get maybe one or two more Pokemon, or even one more Pokemon or anything, really not the biggest deal in the world. It's just how it is, and we're just gonna have to accept that. And again, please remember, the cycle of news will not start until we get towards May. May is when shit goes off, like, you know, we'll start snapping, and we'll start seeing, you know, actual Pokemon being revealed and shit like that. April, it was a hit or miss. that's what I said. It was a hit or miss because last time around in 2016 when we got Sun and Moon, that time around we didn't actually get anything major either. We simply just got the covers or whatever, and I was hoping we'd get that similar type of thing this time around. I was like, okay, well, what if we get the covers and they just blur it out again of what's actually on the cover, but we just get the cover so at least we know that, you know, we're getting the same kind of flow. But based on what we've seen right here, the fact that they're doing this whole competition with the move, it seems like, you know, things are going to start rolling soon, going into May. I think this month is going to be another, you know, sleeper month. It's going to be a sleeper month. So if you're expecting big news, I'm sorry. Just going to have to hold it in. Trust me, I am a freaking Pokemon YouTuber. I want to get more information and news because it just keeps me alive then and gives me something to talk about and, you know, just... it gives me work to do, because otherwise I'm just sitting here kind of like being like, you know, oh, well, shit, nothing's happening, you know what I mean? It's kind of boring. Trust me, I want to see shit happen as well, but sometimes you just gotta wait, just gotta give it some time, you gotta wait until, you know, until what happens. But yeah, that's it though, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. My name is RuffledRowlit. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, ladies and gents.